Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the first Lead Her podcast of 2024. This is chapter 2. Last year, this podcast officially started on February, and we're starting round 2 this February, which is exciting. And I had no idea with this podcast last year where it was really going to go. And to be totally honest, I got no idea where we're going to go this year. But that's a part of the beauty of the journey, is like we're just kind of as always, starting out Get Perfect Later, knowing like the overall mission is to help you guys have more belief in yourself, more confidence in yourself, to go and achieve your goals, and also feel supported along the way as well. Like, that's the mission, but what we're going to share along the way isn't absolutely perfect just yet. But we're going with that mission, and we're giving out that vibe and see what happens along the way. Now, you might have seen we had our first live Lead Her event last week, so that was like for you guys that listen to podcasts, for you guys that follow on social media, to kind of come along, meet each other, and we had a real kind of vision building day. But we couldn't just go straight into building the vision without kind of having some process of finding what that vision was. So I thought this episode and next episode will kind of cover a lot of what we did on the day, to really help those ladies feel heard, feel understood, and feel like they can go out and do awesome stuff as well this year. So one thing that I wanted to share with the girls last year was about how your confidence can be hit, and not everybody's going to believe in you on your journey. Not everyone's going to want to be a part of that journey with you, and it can be really lonely, but how you have to keep on going. And this is actually why the event came around. Like, I didn't know off the podcast I was going to do an event, and it actually kind of started because I started going to some networking events last year. I think I've told you guys before, like, you have to go out and meet new people, especially if you work from home. It can be really lonely, really isolating, and you need to kind of go out there and find people that are like-minded with you, because if you do stay in your own head, you think you're the only person who has imposter syndrome, you think you're the only person that's got self-doubt, you feel like the only person kind of struggling, and that can make you hold yourself back. But when you get out there and you meet other women on similar journeys, you're like, oh, holy hell, like, it's not just me that feels like that. So last year I was going to more events to try and meet more people like that. Although our Lead Her members are absolutely awesome and I love to catch up with them, I just felt like I wanted to kind of go out and not be the runner of the show and just enjoy it and meet loads of like similar women. And also, being a business owner as well, the struggles are a little bit different from maybe on Lead Her with building confidence. So it was nice for me to kind of go out and meet more and other women. So one of the events I actually loved the sound of it. It was like a female entrepreneur event. I just found it on Eventbrite, and it was about empowering women within business. And I thought, I need to go to this one. And I kind of thought, you know what, like, I think what I do ties in really nicely with business owners, and female business owners especially. One, they're super busy. Again, we get self-doubt and we lack self-belief. We start to put our priorities at the bottom of the list and everybody else is ahead of us, and we really struggle with managing like the work-life balance, right? So a part of me was like, I actually could maybe like add to this room. So me not really being the biggest confident person, if you listen to the first episode and why we started Lead Her and where I was personally, I'd lost myself a little bit in terms of like what I did and how I helped people, and I didn't really believe in myself. So for me to like start to believe in myself, start this podcast and start to be like, no, Leanne, this is what you actually do. I decided to email the company and email the networking event and see if they would like any help. So like a few weeks before the event, I sent out an email and I was like, hey, I'm Leanne. I work with women. I've been working with women like for a long time now, and I've really noticed like when we help them get fitter and healthier and stronger, that it actually starts to benefit their business. Like, they've got more energy, they've got more confidence in themselves, and they've got a better kind of work-life balance. Blah blah blah. Really proud of this email. Like, I looked at this email and I was like, so proud of myself for drafting it and writing it. And I was like, yeah, Leanne, like, this is what you actually do. So I was really happy with myself considering where I had been before to writing this email. So I sent it off to the owners of the company, and I didn't hear anything back. And automatically in my head, I was thinking, either one, maybe they've not got it, so that's fine. I'll send out another. But another part of me was, maybe they don't think I'm good enough. Maybe they don't think I fit the bill. Maybe they've been on my Instagram and they've thought, who the hell is this chick? Like, in my head, for some reason, I always think I look I'm young and would never be taken serious, or I'm a bit too silly and I don't take myself seriously, so why would people want me to help that? So all these like inner beliefs were kind of coming out, but I was like, no, Leanne, like you need to give them another message. Like, let's see, you need to push it. So I messaged them again, and I was just like, hey, I don't know if you got my last email, but I would love to help out with your event, even like anything else I can do. I'd just love to be involved. It sounds fantastic. Um, like blah, blah, blah. And again, nothing, no reply, no, okay, we're all good, thanks. And I was like, oh no, I totally embarrassed myself here. So a part of me was like debating going to the event, okay, because I was like, what if they've seen my email and they just think I'm a total idiot, and they're going to see me come in and they'll be like, oh God, there's that silly girl that sent the email. But I thought, no, I need to go along. And I was telling all the girls at the event last week, dinner was included. So I was getting my dinner for the night. So I didn't need to cook for Joe. So I was like, well, what's the worst that can happen? We're also going to meet some other business owners as well. And that was the original goal anyway. It doesn't matter if you're not helping out, you should still go along. So I went along to the event, and I was really nervous. Like, I don't know. I think maybe because I sent that email, I just felt a bit silly and a bit daft. And I walked in, and there was all these business owners, and they all looked like they had their shit together. And I thought, oh my God, who was I to think I could speak in front of all these ladies and help them? They all seem like in an awesome place. They all seem to know each other as well. And I just felt like a complete outsider. But I thought, no, you need to stay at the event and chat to some people. Don't leave. And the thing is like, I was almost just sat there, and I was like, I could just go to the bathroom, and you know what? Joe would not know that I came. Like, no one in this room would not know that I'd left, because nobody knows me. Nobody cares. Like, I could leave and it wouldn't matter. But you know who would know? Me. And when you don't do the things you said you're going to do, you lose confidence in yourself. If you had a friend that you always like booked up to meet for coffee and she never turned up, you would stop asking her. You would stop believing that she was ever going to kind of come. So we need to kind of know that it's yeah, it's like we need to do it for ourselves. We can't always just kind of give up when it's a wee bit hard and when we feel uncomfortable. So I made myself stay in the room, and my confidence was like super low, and I just felt so silly. But I was like, nope, it's fine. Well, it's good to feel like, I always think to myself as well, I'm like, it's always good to kind of feel like the newbie in a room, because you've got so much to learn than feeling comfortable in a room, right? Because then you're comfortable. So I made myself stay there. And then the speakers and stuff was okay. I didn't really feel like there was anything that I really took away that was hugely valuable for my business or me as a person and made me feel confident. But I spoke to another few women, and I heard they felt quite nervous too, and they were feeling a wee bit uncomfortable about being there, and they had some similar struggles to me. And I was like, okay, that's great, that was nice. But at the end, they did a round table, and this is like when my confidence went from like 2 out of 10 to like 8, 9 out of 10. Is that when they did the round table, they were asking all the ladies like, what would they like to see more of from their event? Like, what do they need help with? And all the tables were speaking out, and it's literally insane. But this is why I stayed in this room. And I think sometimes, and I know I'm a proper Pisces, right? And I read this actually a reel, I don't know if this is true, but Pisces people are people that follow their gut. And I talk about following your gut all the time because I feel very instinctive that way. But I always feel sometimes you're just meant to be somewhere at a certain time, and it's there to teach you something. And this was it. So even though like I didn't expect this to happen, I'm so happy I did just stay in that room and I did the thing. So that was already me getting out my comfort zone and showing up for myself, which was great. I was winning already. But number two was what I was learning in this room. And yeah, these ladies were saying that they would really like more help with building their confidence. They feel really low in confidence, so then they don't want to post on social media. They really struggle with their energy and like looking after themselves whilst running a business. They're really struggling with a work-life balance. They've got self-doubt. And I was like, oh my God, like everything I wrote in that email was the stuff that these women were saying they wanted help with. And I thought, oh my God, like I could have helped these women from like what I've learned over the years, like working with women since like 2015. Like this is what I do and this is what we specialize in. And I was like, oh man, like that's so good to hear that this is actually needed. And then I thought, you know what? This is also another thing that like I would never do. Like, you know how when sometimes like you're in a room and someone asks if you've got questions and you do have a question, but you don't put your hands up because you're too shy. And then you leave and then you go home and you go, damn it, I should have asked that question. Like, I'm never going to get that opportunity again. So I wanted to push myself that extra little limit. And I went up to the lady that was running it, and I would never do this ever before, but I made myself do it. I wanted to leave that room knowing that I did everything that I could. And I said to the lady, I was like, oh, like, I'm Leanne. I just heard from your round tables, like, what the ladies were looking for, like, to help them build more confidence. That's what I do with a lot of the women in my business called Lead Her. And she was like, oh, right, okay. But I could tell she was really busy. She was really flustered. She had a lot going on, but she was like, oh, that sounds great. And I was like, I'd love to meet up for a coffee. I'd love to help you guys in some way. Like, maybe see if this is something that would work together. And she was like, okay, Leanne, yep, that sounds great. And then she went off chatting away to someone else. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'm proud that I at least did that. So I left the day being really proud of myself for showing up, for finding that out, pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and asking the question. So I went home. And then I got a wee kind of email after the event just asking how I found it. So I sent feedback, and then I also sent another email again to say I'd love to meet for coffee and catch up. I loved the event, and I feel like I could maybe add to it, like not expecting payment or anything. I just would love to get involved and speak to more women and help more women. And I heard nothing again. And this is something that I notice with a lot of you guys as well. Like sometimes like we take things so personally. I was like, again, maybe they just thought I'm silly. Maybe they don't think I'm good enough. Maybe I'm lacking the knowledge, or maybe they just don't like me as a person. I was thinking all these things, that it was me that was a problem. But sometimes like we need to flip it. We need to think like, well, maybe they didn't get my email. Maybe it did keep going to junk. Maybe they're just overwhelmed and busy with emails and with people like me talking to them. They can't keep up with it all. Maybe they actually don't have control with who speaks at the events. Maybe they're not doing any events anymore. Like you don't know what's going behind the scenes, but every time like we get rejected, we always think it's us that's a problem. And this might be like with you, like this has actually been like researched, but when women buy into like fitness programs like get abs in 8 weeks, okay? You maybe see it on Pinterest or something like that, really cheesy. And it's this girl, she's got absolutely shredded six packs. She's doing sit ups and telling you if you do this routine for this many weeks, you'll look like this. We do the workout plan, but what happens is by the 8 weeks, we don't have anything near six pack abs. And we're like, what have I done wrong? But the reality is, it's not you that's the problem. It's the workout. That woman looked like that before she even did that 8 week program. So it's not you that's failed, it's the workout that's failed you. And sometimes we just never think about what's going on the other side, and we just think it's us the problem. Another one of this could be simply like going on a job interview, and you give it your absolute best, you get on with the interviewer so well, and you're like, I've absolutely aced that, like that was a great interview, I'm so proud of myself. And then after it, you don't get the job, and you're like, what the hell? Like, was I being too friendly? Was it me that was a problem? Have I done something wrong? But really, they had someone already internally that was already great for the job. But you know the score, they have to externally interview, they can't just internally interview. So that's why you never got the role. But we automatically take that hit in confidence and then hold ourselves back out of fear of failing again. So we don't maybe take that next risk, or we go to the next interview and we feel down, or we don't start another workout plan for a year because we just feel it's us that's a problem. But it's not. And that's why you need to keep on moving forward, and you need to kind of keep that belief in yourself. And can you imagine like we walked around and thought, oh, well, those women didn't email me back because I'm young and I'm excited and I'm bubbly, and maybe they don't like that. What if I'm all these good things and that just doesn't fit them? Or maybe they didn't get back because it went into their junk box. Okay, well, I'm doing good. It's fine. It's not a reflection of me. Like, what if I walked around thinking maybe they're threatened? Maybe it doesn't suit them. Not to be big headed and say that's the case, but what if it was? Like, what if I actually believed that? I would keep chasing my goal and keep moving forward with my goal, and never let anyone hold me back. Like, it would just take me to another level if my brain thought that way. Like, okay, that workout didn't work. Well, what's the next thing I can do? Because I'm only going to get closer to my goals by doing the thing. You know, like how different we would be as people. So I felt that was a huge learning curve for you guys going into this year. Is like, not everything's a reflection in you, and you're not always a problem. Sometimes it's everybody else. Another great one, I want to leave you with another great one, is that, because I didn't say this at the event, and I know I should, because I have a lot of Lead Her members that, and I'm so happy this came in my head because I just wing it with these things, and sometimes I remember stuff, sometimes I don't. But like, you know how when you're in a staff room and you maybe have changed up your diet, or you've started working out, and someone makes a dig at the office and they say something to you like, oh, why are you going to the gym? And you're like, oh, well, shit, because I want to feel. You can't find a good enough reason in that moment because it caught you really off guard. They're asking you a very sensitive question with where you are in your life right now, and you can feel hugely vulnerable. But and you think that you're the problem for wanting to go to the gym. Whereas if we flip the script, they're saying that because you are making them feel guilty because they're not going to the gym, they're not looking after their health, or why are you not having a donut? Just have a donut. They're trying to make you join in on them because if you don't, you make them feel guilty. So we always have to realize when sometimes when people don't follow you or like believe in you or like support your goal, it's more a reflection on them, not on you. So I'm glad I remembered that because I felt like that was really special going into this year. Is like not everybody's going to understand you, not everybody's going to want to support you, not everyone's going to be like cheering for you. And that's what I love about Lead Her or any other kind of coaching program is like when you have someone believe in you, it can help you go so much further. I know from hiring my coach Jen, like I come off those calls like, hell yeah, I can help people. So you want to surround yourself with people like that that believe in you because it's only going to help push you forward so that when you do get that wee hiccup, when you get that rejection or that failure, that you've got someone behind you going, go again, go again, go again. It just honestly helps you break through brick walls. So if you can't do it yourself, know that you can get either friends or family or just good people around you that are going to push you that extra mile. But I feel like there was one more thing that I wanted to kind of share. Yeah, that's where that event came from last week, was that I could have been rejected by that first email and never went along to the event, and I would have thought no one wants to work with me, no one cares about me, like I'm not good enough, and I would never have done anything. So I sent another email, still got rejected. I pushed myself along to the event, spoke to the member, messaged them after, still getting rejected. I'm putting myself out actually on Instagram every day, every week. I'm making these podcasts, like I'm really trying to put myself out there to try and help more people, and nobody's coming to my doorstep to be like, Leanne, you're doing a good job, like here's an opportunity for you to help more women and come along to our events. So what I did was make my own damn event, because I can't just keep waiting around for someone to come and help me and someone to guide me the next step. I need to put myself out there because I believe in this so much, and that's the power you need to have going into this year as well, is that you really need to have that belief in that goal that you can do it, because you can. And if I can put on an event and 30 ladies come, you guys can do absolutely anything this year. And I just want you to know it's not going to be full of support. It's not going to be, people aren't going to come here to save you. People aren't going to come to your door and get you to do that workout. People aren't going to come to your house and cook you those meals. Like no one's going to help you. And I know that's sad. And I know that doesn't make you feel good, but I want you to turn it around like I did and be like, I'm going to do my own damn event. I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to take myself to the next level, because it's always you that can just push it that extra little bit. It's always going to be down to you to do the work. It's always going to be down to you to chase that goal. If you just give up with 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejection, 4, you're never going to move forward. So just know you're going to get rejected. People aren't going to support you, but there will be people around you that do believe you, and you need to find those people, and you need to keep on showing up for you this year. Okay, if you want to move forward this year, please, please, please keep showing up. And if you ever feel like giving up, please message me, because I just want to help you move forward. And that could just be one message that can change everything for you. Okay, but that was some of my learnings, and that was why we did that event last year, was all just from that no, 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 not hearing from anyone. Okay, let's do our own shit. So I want that to fire you up going into the rest of this week. What's the things that you just need to keep on showing up and doing? What can you flip the script with and not take personally, so that you can keep on working on your goal? Okay, any questions? I'd love to hear from you. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll catch you all up soon.